Hi, I'm Carolyn Asome and I live in London.
Well, here we go.
And this is my business partner, Phil Moore, who lives in Warsaw. So we're going to get into formation. I'm terrified because I'm a journalist and I'm usually on the other side of the camera.
Okay, green light, here we go. I'm terrified also, but equally excited to be pitching our exciting new product to the Dragons, which we really hope they enjoy.
Adding to Carolyn and Phil's nerves, there'll be an extra dragon to pitch to tonight as Emma Greed makes a welcome return.
Look who's back, missus. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, lovey.
I guess you couldn't get enough of us.
Honestly, I couldn't get enough of you.
We're just too much fun, aren't we?
You guys are just amazing.
Back again.
It's good to see you.
Hello, Dragons. I'm Carolyn Asome, and this is Phil Moore. We're co-founders of Le Hood, and we're here today to pitch for £150,000 in return for 15% equity. Le Hood is a brand which offers a patented, portable, hands-free alternative to an umbrella, which ensures your head and your hair stays dry. It was conceived by Elliot Taylor, a hairdresser at one of London's top salons, who often noted his clients came into the salon but then got caught in a downpour when they left. Why, he wondered, was there no modern, stylish version of the plastic rain bonnet his grandmother might have worn? And so he came to me. I'm a design journalist and also a former fashion editor at the Times newspaper. I loved the functionality of Elliot's idea. I also began to think of the scalable global market potential, and it was enormous. It wasn't only for women leaving the hairdressers. His idea was for my 80-something mother-in-law on the golf course. It is for queuing at theme parks or not poking people in the eye. It is for Wimbledon spectators, Glastonbury festival goers, or just simply protecting those prone to frizzy hair. Industry colleagues were enthused immediately, notably Anya Hindmarch and Jimmy Choo, Sandra Choi. We secured press in 15 UK titles, all within the first month of launch. And we also achieved an outreach of over 2 million on Instagram, which was organic and unpaid.
We've been trading for 20 months. We've had £73,000 worth of sales. Well, with exciting and innovative products in the pipeline, including sun hats, bags and ponchos and outerwear to follow, we're really ready to grow our brand. Thank you, models.
Thank you.
A modern twist on the classic rain bonnet is the offering from Carolyn Asome and Phil Moore.
Thank
You.
They're looking to secure £150,000 for 15% of their company.
I think you found your influencer.
Peter Jones is first to question whether the business proposition looks as good as the behatted dragons.
Carolyn, Phil, hi.
Hi.
So just to clear up this issue, did you buy the rights from the inventor?
No, actually, Elliot, whose idea it was, is my nephew.
Okay.
And he pitched the idea to me over Christmas dinner.
And you just nicked it?
No, he's part of it. He's a shareholder in the business.
Oh, he is? No, okay.
In this.
So over the last 12 months, just 12 months, what have been the sales of the product in total?
The last 12 months would have been 18 turnover.
18,000?
Yeah.
So you're selling about £1,500 a month worth of the product?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the reason for that?
We're a lean team of 3, and we've been challenged on the funding front. We really believe we have a great brand, but At the moment, it's been challenging trying to execute social media outreach and with different tribes. I mean, there are so many different demographics that this would appeal to, and I feel this is where we need more funding, social media expertise to really, target those key demographics and work with influencers and collaborate with them to really, explode it, hopefully.
Carolyn, Phil, hi.
Hi.
So, how much do they sell for?
£49.99.
And how much do they cost you to make?
It costs £12 to make.
£12. So there's pretty good margin in there. You just said something about there are so many arenas to go for, and you need more funds to attack those arenas. I guess the most important thing for me to understand is what's your primary arena? Because without focusing and understanding your first and keyest market, you are going to spend a fortune and make a little bit of difference across a lot of markets. So what would you say is the strongest selling point into the strongest market?
I think the strongest selling point is really to protect your hair.
But that's a hat, isn't it?
It is a hat, but it's the functionality that you can just run around town and you don't have to carry around an umbrella. You can just wear it around your arms.
But I've got a bag and I've got a hat. Why wouldn't I just put my hat into my bag?
Well, I think you could put it in your bag. There are times when you might not be carrying a bag.
Utility stuff seems kind of inconsequential to me. I think when I looked at this, I thought this is fashion or it's not. What do you think? How did I?
I mean,
What did you think?
I'm obviously
Be honest.
I'm obviously going to say,
Actually, I'll tell you what.
look good in it.
If you just
You look
let me
ridiculous.
just adjust it.
Yeah. What, is that better?
That's a much better look.
That's better. Is that better look?
Honestly, it's very
Phil and
Darth
Caroline.
Vader.
Yes,
Okay, you want to build a brand.
correct.
Okay, so I'm looking at this now, and with my manufacturing hat on, I'd say to you, you've got lots of different designs. You've probably got to buy 1,000 meters of each design, which will probably make about 4,000 hats. You're not going to sell 4,000 hats of a design. Who's thought this through?
So this sort of core primary collection was from our proof of launch concept, and so very
That's
much.
what worries me. I don't think you thought this through, because what I'm looking at is a lot of samples as a concept. You've got little revenue, and you've got a valuation of about £1 million. I mean, what I would have done, picked one fabric, 8 colours, logo, and say, that is it. It's a novelty hat that does this job. At the moment, it could be anything. And I would have thought, with your experience in fashion, you would have seen that.
But I might disagree with you. I think what we have created is, well, I've obviously talked about the functionality and how practical it is to wear, but I
Visual.
think visually, this hat, David Zito, who designed it, was based the hat on the architectural silhouettes of a 1967 Cristobal Balenciaga hat. And so he really thought about that. Well, let me finish. And I think, initially there were too many colours. That was a mistake. Also, while trying to be sustainable, we have made, it was about 30% of our range from LVMH dead stock. One challenge we came up against was obviously dead stock, once it's gone, is gone. And if you've created marketing imagery to, support that, when you then do another collection, you need to do, new marketing.
Caroline, you're actually just proving Mr.
So-
Rag
so-
Trader Tuka over here
Yeah.
100% right. You didn't think it through. You've just said it yourself. Like, you created a product with dead stock, not thinking how you would get all of that traction and then be able to gain an image. But just let me finish speaking for just a second. I think what he's saying, because this is a matter of choice and style, and I see it. As soon as you said Balenciaga, Cristobal hat, I was like, oh yeah, I get that slant. I totally have the vision. I think what Tuka's saying is it probably would have been better as a novelty product, because the way you're using something like this actually isn't as a stylistic choice. You're picking this up at Disneyland when your hair might get wet and whacking it on because there's no other choice. And one of the things that I already is kind of giving me like pause for thought is that you have got one product here that quite frankly after 20 months isn't getting a lot of traction, and you're already talking about a sun hat, outerwear, a bag. It's like you got to do one thing well, and at the moment, like you haven't even got out the gate. So you're adding complexity to something that you haven't figured out by your own admission, right? And you're already trying to think about what's next.
Well,
that to me is like a huge red flag right now.
Okay.
So for all of the reasons that I've said, I'm out, but I honestly wish you the best of luck with it.
Thank you.
How do I make it go round? Like, so when I'm trying to wear it like this,
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to bend and hold.
how do I?
No, shall I show? And this is another. Can I?
Yeah,
you want to do
go
this?
ahead.
Okay. So you just have to bend it over once. To use.
I think that's your thing. Look, let's be perfectly honest. This type of product is out there. You know, you can buy these type of hats,
of
right?
course.
They're quite. Your ultimate USP is the fact that you've added this click at the bottom, don't you? So you end up basically looking like that.
Quite cool.
Which is why we all would like to make you an offer, because we all love it.
Look, your hair's looking good, Stephen. Your hair's going to be looking good when you get to the next.
Cool. I think on the right person, these looking at that model there, that's cool. Sorry.
And then point at someone else. I have it on. Is it cool or not?
No, it's not. No, it's absolutely not. It needs to get like if the brim is too small, you don't look cool. The brim is too short.
But it's obviously this must be good, right? Because you've got debate going on of whether it's good or whether it's bad. So that's a good thing. People are going to talk about it. But in terms of an opportunity in a business, it's not something I can see that I would certainly be able to add the value that I would expect and the return I want to get. So I'm going to say that I'm out. But thanks for coming in.
No, thank you for your comments.
Caroline, Phil, I actually do think it's cool. But for me, cool's a hard thing to bet on because it comes in and out of season. And that's a really hard business to invest in my view. So I'm going to say that I'm out.
Okay.
But I think it's cool.
Okay.
Carolyn, Phil,
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
I actually really like it.
Okay.
As soon as the models came in and showed me, and then you explained it was to protect my hair, I was in. It's just the problem is $49.99. I just think you had me until you said it was
Yeah.
50
we've
quid.
got-
We really see the sweet spot for this at being $19.99.
I'm
possibly.
pleased you've said that because make this for $4 or $5, sell them at $19.99.
Yeah.
In the shops at Disneyland or anywhere else when people just need to buy something, I actually think it could work. So the other thing I'm concerned about is you've asked for a lot of money and I'm sat here thinking I'm passionate enough that I would buy one, not at 50 quid, but I would buy one. I'm not passionate enough that I'd put 150 grand of my own money in. I'm not quite there. So I'm in on the product front, but on the investment front, I'm sorry, I'm out.
Caroline, Phil, I think you've got a decision to make. I actually worry about a £20 mark because I think it's neither here nor there. I think your decision, is this a high-end fashion brand or is this a cheap as chips? We're going to grab it when we're going around Disney World because it's raining and $19.99 is too expensive for that. So I think you've got a big decision to decide which rate you're going to go, but I'm afraid I won't be investing.
Okay.
I'm out.
Thank you.
Look, guys, you've got one thing going for you. You've got the design, and that's what I would start with. Then I would say to myself, how do I get this product out there where it draws attention? So what I would do is I would collaborate with famous people, and you do limited editions, and you become a must-have hat.
Item. Yeah.
Rather than trying to build a whole mumble jumble of product that doesn't mean anything. What I'm trying to get to is use what you've got before you do anything else.
Okay.
So for that reason, I'm out.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
all
you.
for
Thanks
your
for
time.
bringing it
No,
down.
no problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Carolyn and Phil leave the den without an investment. But the duo aren't planning to let the rejection of their business deter them from their mission.
I think the Dragons have missed an opportunity because I do feel it resonates. You know, we've definitely met enough people that have said, we like it, it's cool.
It's been fascinating, a huge learning curve, but the curve's not over. So watch this space. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sarah Louise Fairburn. I live in Lincolnshire. I have 4 amazing children and I'm 40 years old. I started the business in September 2020. I started it on my own, and at that time I even had my children coming up with ideas for gift boxes and helping me pack.
The modern way to dine and gift.
It's hampers, isn't it?
Yeah, I love a hamper.
It's been incredibly challenging to get the business where it is, but I'm not one to quit. And my daughters, they keep telling me, come on mum, you can do this. And they always tell me just to never give up. So I can't, can I? Hi Dragons. I'm Sarah Louise, founder of Imp and Maker, mum to 4 amazing children, and I am so excited to meet you all today. Imp and Maker is the modern way to dine and gift. We're revolutionising the food and drink gifting sector, creating memories for our customers, whether it be for a corporate client or for a loved one. So Dragons, I'm sure you've received corporate food gifts over the years, and I bet if you're being honest, the loose leaf tea is still sat in the back of your cupboard, and the chutney has probably made its way to the Harvest Festival. I wanted a gifting experience that would be really personalised for the customer, that would really make them feel something about the product. Our journey began in September 2020. In our first year, we shipped approximately 1,400 parcels. This year, we're on track to deliver 31,000 parcels, and we are forecasting a shipment of 100,000 parcels by 2028. I'm looking for £100,000 for a 10% equity share of Imp and Maker. I've got some little gifts for you.
Food and drink gift hampers for a multitude of occasions
They're a little bit heavy as well.
is the proposition from Sarah Louise Fairburn.
Thank you.
She's seeking £100,000 in return for a 10% share in her business.
I love this brand.
Thank you.
Tuka Suleiman is first to lift the lid on the details of the enterprise.
Right, Sarah Louise.
Hello.
Well, that was a good pitch.
Thank you.
So prior to 2020, what were you doing?
So I ran a really big food and farming business with my husband.
Right.
We were supplying products to all the big supermarkets in the UK, and I headed up brand and sales.
Hence the fact that you could source all this product
Yeah.
through your connections.
Yeah, exactly. So sadly, myself and my husband separated.
Oh, I'm sorry
So
to
I
hear
had
that.
to leave the business, and it had been my life for so long. But the gift was, I had so many amazing connections, and I know food really well.
Right, okay. Well, that gives you credibility.
Thank you.
Okay, so give us a pattern of your years of trading and your gross profit and your net profit to get some idea of profitability.
So just to give you a flavour, so year ending 22, we turned over £89,000, and our net profit was minus 168,000. And then end of February 23, we turned over £360,000.
Net profit.
It was minus 360.
And 24?
It gets worse before it gets better.
I've heard that before.
So it does. So the year ending 24, we turned over 1.15 million. And we made a net profit of minus 800,000.
So the next year?
So this coming year, we're projecting we're going to turn over 2.28 million.
Yeah.
and we're going to have a net profit of 277,000.
Okay, so where did the money come from?
Yeah, so the money is all from personal reserves. So I was quite successful in what I did supplying to all the retailers. So that's my personal...
£1 million?
That's my personal cash. And it has taken a lot for me to invest in that personally. But I believe in this business and I know it's going to grow.
Okay,
Okay, so how are you tracking for this year then? Because you've predicted you're going to do roughly 2.3 million this year?
Yeah, so we're tracking really well. So far up to May, we've turned over £300,000
Yeah.
and net margin is minus 168.
So you've lost 168,000 so
We
far.
have, Stephen, but that is all forecasted in the model and the losses have greatly reduced from last year.
It's interesting because when I look at those numbers, if I didn't know the industry, I would assume I was looking at like a technology company or something.
So over the last few years, that is the way I've sort of seen the business as an online business, and we've just pushed so much money into marketing, brand, website, e-commerce. I have spent thousands. I had a few different agencies and people into the business that told me they could do so much on Google advertising, and it cost me dearly to acquire a customer. So back when I first started, cost to acquire a customer sometimes was £110. It was absolutely bonkers. Looking at it this month, it's £37 to acquire a customer online. And I know I've built a brand that is gaining traction now as well.
your average basket is how much?
Our average order value has been £65. It's now moved to £75.
And your cost of acquisition is 30 odd pounds.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the difficulty.
Do you know what I'd do is I'd basically turn off marketing. I would really go back to basics on this business.
Yeah.
And that is going to mean rebuilding the business in a sustainable way from scratch, because you can't keep going on.
So everything
That's what you have to do in this stage.
everything you've just said, we've done, and we started doing that in January.
But you've made a loss this year so far of 168 already.
But coming into October, we're going to start to make a profit. Then coming into Christmas, we're going to make a really amazing profit.
But the thing is, you shouldn't. I think that Stephen's advice is fantastic, by the way. I think that's spot on.
It really
Absolutely
is.
spot
You've got to
on.
listen to it.
Because that will then immediately tell you whether you've got a sustainable business.
Do you mean to turn the ads off, Pete?
Yes.
Yeah.
Turn it literally for 1 month.
Yeah, but more than turn the ads off, Sarah Louise.
Yeah.
I think the big issue here is that you have well and truly drunk the start-up Kool-Aid, right? It's like you have told yourself that like just ploughing money into this with some kind of like idea of, you know, I'm on a growth journey. It's like you came out here and pitched it like a good one, but your numbers exposed you entirely. And I'm sitting here thinking, you like are an incredible woman. You've clearly been very successful, but this ain't it. And just because of everything that you've done over the last couple of years, ploughing money in, it's not going to suddenly just wake up. That's not going to happen. What you're going to do is get further and further and further into debt, and you just have to wake up. You have to tell yourself the truth, because what you're telling yourself at the moment is leading you down a path that is just, it's going to be disastrous, and it's all your own money right now.
Yeah, of course. Everything you're saying to me, I hear you, I listen to you. I've had exactly the same feelings, but I genuinely believe there's a market for this product. Customers keep buying this product. We've got lots of other retailers as well that are asking us to go in and meet with them.
It's difficult to sit in this chair. It's a little bit heartbreaking in a way, and I can't help but feel for you, because I do sense that you're a bit of a runaway train. But in terms of a business, you've come in to pitch today for this business, and I think you've got some amazing advice. Turning all those things off just to see if you've got a business and get yourself back on your feet, you're there. But at the moment, it's not an investable opportunity. So I'm going to say that I'm out.
Thank you, Peter.
Sarah, can I ask you, are you going to turn the ads off?
I'm going to really turn them down,
Why wouldn't you turn them off?
just to see if the organic comes through.
No, because you need to figure out if this is a sustainable business underneath there.
Yeah. Do you know what it was? It isn't that I had loads of cash in the bank, because it frightens me so much personally that I've put so much in. It's not as if I'm sat on abundance of cash, because I really am not. It's more a case of it's that you start to see things growing, and then you know, you start to then you want to put more in, don't you? Because I was like, I feel like I'm just on the edge of it being amazing.
You're maybe the most resilient entrepreneur that I've ever seen, because you can take a lot, you've been through a lot, I can tell. But sometimes that resilience can also just wane over a little bit into delusion.
Yeah.
And there's a very fine line. And we all, as founders, we live there. We have to. We have to believe something is possible. But at the same time, that delusion can cost us. You inspire me as a human. But yeah, this is not an investment for me. So I'm going to say that I'm out.
Okay.
Sarah Louise, I can see how passionate, how driven you are. You have all of the ingredients that will make a successful entrepreneur. Honestly, I don't believe this is ever going to work. So I can't invest today and I'm out.
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
You know, Sarah Louise, I think this must be like quite a moment for you, quite a difficult moment. And this is going to feel like literally like a backhand, and it should in so many ways, because in order for you to get back on track, you're going to need to do everything differently.
Yeah.
You've got to listen and take everything in and know that now is the moment to scale right down. No one's saying stop your business, but you've got to scale it down and you just fix the fundamentals. So for all those reasons, I'm out. I wish you the best of luck. And more than that, I just wish that you listen.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm definitely listening.
Sarah Louise, online is tough.
Yeah.
And I agree with what Stephen says. You may have to shut the online off.
Yeah.
You may have to bring it right back. And in this case, maybe less is more.
Okay.
But unfortunately, you know, the business today, to me, is uninvestable. So for that reason, I'm out.
Okay. Thank you for your advice.
So, it looks lovely.
Thank you, Dad.
I mean, if I receive that, I get more excited the moment before I open a box. You know, it's got to look from that moment it arrives.
Yeah, that's the point, yeah.
Exactly, and I get it. So that's lovely. You have captured that completely. Can you feel the butt?
I can feel the butt.
You haven't worked. You don't have but this isn't a business.
Okay.
And I honestly can't get my head around how you had 3 years of it getting worse.
Yeah.
And I want you to stop making the mistakes that you're making. And I know you say, I hear you. I'm not sure it's going in. And don't walk out and think, right, I'm going to prove them wrong. Because I'm going to prove them wrong is not a clever way of looking at your business again and changing the way you're doing things. So I won't be investing. I'm out.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sadly for Sarah Louise, she must depart the den empty-handed. But despite the dragon's doubts, she remains upbeat about the future.
Obviously, I'm really disappointed that we didn't get an investment. I'm hoping to prove them wrong. And I don't think that's from a delusional perspective. I think it's because I can see a path really to greatness for the business.
Hi, I'm Jay McGregor. I'm 26 years old and I'm from Kent. You got this. Starting this business came out of nowhere. Just like when my dad passed away, we weren't expecting it. It was something that completely rocked our worlds and was probably one of the most traumatic things I've ever faced.
Dad, please make sure that you look out for me on my shoulder. Keep a peek out.
But out of that pain grew a lot of purpose. I've got the heart and the grit and the drive to make sure that it succeeds. And because it is so personal, I've got a higher purpose and a higher energy that is guiding me.
Hi, dragons.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Jay. Just so you know, I am very neurodivergent. I've got dyslexia and dyscalculia, so I will be using my iPad for the first part of the pitch. I really hope that English comes out of my mouth, but please bear with me if not. Okay. My name is Jay McGregor, and I'm the founder of Graceful Graves. Today, I'm seeking a £70,000 investment in exchange for 10% equity in my business. We all face the inevitability of losing our loved ones. Despite the universal experience of grief, the aftercare of graves is often overlooked. Graceful Graves is set to change that by providing mobile grave cleaning and maintenance services via subscription packages to all those who need us to be able to help maintain your loved one's final resting place. As a radio and TV presenter from South London, starting this business was not on my radar. But sadly, in March 2020, I lost my dad, and I got real comfort in caring for his grave. Sorry.
It's okay. Take your time.
Sorry, I was holding that in all day. So I was at the cemetery so often that people thought I worked there, and then strangers started asking me for help if I would clean their graves too. And it really inspired me to start a service where I could provide the same level of care that I was giving to my dad's grave to all who needed it. Dragons, with your investment, I really want to scale this business. I want to improve my offering and bring nationwide coverage to all families who need us. And we're not only a transaction, we're building a community of grievers online through our viral videos and compassionate content, through a founder who's literally been there and is still on her grief journey, but wants to help others. Join us in making grief more graceful. Thank you.
An impassioned pitch from Jay McGregor, who's looking for investment in her mobile grave cleaning business.
Well done.
Well done, Jay.
She's asking for £70,000 in exchange for 10% of her company. And it seems Jay's pitch has already struck a chord with guest dragon Emma Greed.
I mean, well done on that pitch. As a dyslexic, neurodivergent woman myself, I really admire the fact that not only did you just come out and address that immediately with all of us, but you just took the tools that you needed to make this pitch completely your own, and it was perfection. So
thank you so much.
Congratulations there, first of all. You can take a big deep breath now, love, just shake it out. Will you just tell me a little bit about your background? What were you doing before you started this business?
So my background comes from pirate radio, community radio and commercial. I worked behind the scenes in production and worked my way up to being a presenter. And now I'm the voice of Channel 4 and E4. So you may have heard me introducing some of your favourite shows like Gogglebox and First Dates.
I love that. And do you still do that now?
Yes, I still do that. But now I'm at the perfect point where I can use my media background and my training to really help with my business. So I'm working on cool things like documentaries in the grief space, looking at different traditions and cultures and, you know, the way we grieve, which nicely feeds into my business, but also allows me to really connect with my audiences and my potential customers.
So tell me, like, what does that actually look like? Like, how do you find customers? Because I'm imagining that you are not just like wandering around cemeteries everywhere.
No, definitely not.
You still got to find a customer.
Still got to find the customers. So a lot of it comes from word of mouth, but social media has been a catalyst. We have got over 1.8 million organic views across 24 videos, and that was accidental. Me cleaning graves the same way you watch a viral pool cleaner or a viral carpet cleaner. People were really understanding the stories behind it and fascinated by the cleaning that I was doing, the different products that I was using, and from that...
Clean Talk is a thing, right? So that's how you picked up customers, and people are what? Like, they're just DMing you and messaging you, and then you're providing the service that way?
Yeah, they're coming to us that way, and then they refer them to the website, they choose the package that they think they want, and then we go down and we assess the graves, make sure it's suitable, and then we get it clean within 7 days.
Wow. And one last question from me. How are you charging?
How are we charging? So we've got 3 packages. Our Violet package is at £110, and that's for monthly grave cleans and tidied ups. Our Willow package is £440 per year, and that's quarterly care on 4 dates of your choice. And then our Lavender package is £120 for a one-off grave clean and tidy up.
How many customers have you got, Jay, at the moment?
So we are pre-revenue at the moment. We have done this on a pool of 10 recurring subscription customers, and we've used all the data that we've been getting from social media to target the locations that we want to scale and reach nationwide once I can grow a team of grave guardians. We want to have a nationwide network of grave cleaners, and you can do this part-time around your job.
So is that going to be the model? You're not going to necessarily employ the cleaners. You're going to assign local cleaners to do the job. Is that?
Yes, the main aim is to scale so that we can have a network and regional hubs. Everyone will have the same training and the same sensitivity around what we're doing, and then we'll be able to let them carry out the Graceful Graves work depending on their area.
Interesting.
Jay,
Hi.
I can remember when I was little, and every month I used to take my grandma. She used to want to go and clean my granddad's grave, and we used to pack the little kit. And I used to walk her up to the cemetery because she couldn't walk very well. And I used to have to link her and walk her up to the cemetery. And it would take us a couple of hours. We used to fill a pop bottle right up of washing up liquid water and scrub it all down. And like you said, it was a healing process for her. It meant a lot to my grandma to do that herself.
Yeah.
And a couple of times when she wasn't well enough to, I went and did it for her. But I don't feel like she would have ever wanted someone else to do that because it was a bit of a private family thing. Do you come across that barrier very much?
We do come across that, but that's when it gets to a point where those kind of older generations do have to come to a point and say, look, my health issues are not allowing me, and they would rather it be done and know that they, their little flowers are there, their note is there, if there's anything personal they'd like us to include, we can do that.
Well, that also speaks to my final concern on it is, it felt really expensive to me. For somebody to commit £110 a month, that's a lot of money annually for someone to be spending on this. Are you seeing that much as a barrier to people signing up?
Not at the moment, because we have had families asked to split the cost between themselves. So, for example, if a parent dies and there are a couple of siblings, a lot of them will spread that payment out between them so it doesn't feel like one heavy cost. And for me, it's like, I see this as a gift you could buy somebody once they've had a loved one that's passed away, like a practical gift and support. So flowers are great, but here's something that might give you some peace of mind. And, we are going to cover this for you, for your loved ones.
Jay, hi.
Hi.
I feel your pain because I lost my dad last year. So I know that feeling.
I'm sorry to hear that, and thank you for sharing that with me.
This is really difficult to invest in at the moment because what we want to see, and I particularly would want to see, is a little bit of a proof of concept.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that, okay, could this scale and what could that scale look like? Because that enables me then to get an understanding of where this business could go. Mm-hmm. And if you're able to sort of have 200 to 300 customers, and you could see the regularity of those customers, and then you could see how this could sort of grow out. Do you know what? I think this could be something that might be really interesting to invest in. At the moment, though, I do think it's just too early for me to come and jump in with you. But the reason why I'm spending a bit of time telling you this is that I want to encourage you to keep going with this. But as you've pitched today, it's not something I can invest in. I'm going to say that I'm out. But I just wanted to share my thoughts and feelings because I was quite touched by your pitch.
Thank you. I really appreciate that and completely respect that you're out.
Jay.
Hi.
The thing I'm really struggling to grapple with is it's okay for you to build a business because you're building a living out of doing this. As an investor, all I am doing is making profit from a service connected with people's grief. And that is something I'm really struggling with. However, I don't think that is a reflection on you as a fantastic entrepreneur, on this as a very needed business model in the market. And I don't think there is any reason why you shouldn't make money out of this. Because for you, it is about earning a living, doing something you're passionate about. It just doesn't feel right as an investor to make money out of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I hope that makes sense. It's with a heavy heart, but I have to say it just doesn't feel right for me. So I'm going to say that I'm out.
Okay, thank you.
I think you are definitely going to make a good business out of this. I question how big it is going to get, because I think as you get bigger, you're going to be loaded with a load of costs, because you want it to be as good as every grave to be delivered in the same way that you deliver it. And that is going to take a lot of time in terms of quality control and recruitment control. So I'm really sorry, although I applaud you for your thinking process, and you are very impressive. But I'm afraid it's not an investment for me. I'm out.
I appreciate that.
Jay,
Hiya.
I'm questioning, first of all, when I invest, normally I'm hands-on
Yeah.
and I get involved. I don't know how I can be hands-on here, how I can get involved. However,
You're a pair of marigolds.
Yep. However, I think at the moment you're a bit early, and I think it's been said you need to grow a little bit bigger. But for me, it's just I don't feel passionate about it, so I'm out.
No, that's fair. And thank you so much for sharing those thoughts.
Oh, Jay, such a difficult one, this one. Because like everybody said, like you are phenomenal. I've been sitting here listening to everybody give their feedback. And, it sounds awful. It's like I have zero ambition to be in the cleaning business. For graves, for anything else. I feel like I spent my whole bloody childhood like cleaning up. I had a mum who was like a clean freak, and I don't want to go back in any way, shape or form. It's just not where my head's at. So I don't want to discourage you, because I think that you have to follow your heart and do your own journey, and I wish you the best of luck with it. But for me, I'm out.
Thank you.
Jay, I don't think this is an investable business for me. However, when I look at how I would run this business if I was in your shoes, I actually wouldn't be seeking an investor. I'd go one grave at a time, and I'd scale the business slowly. Because sometimes in business, when you're at the start, capital can be a curse.
Yeah.
Because it means that you can rush. And when you rush, you overlook some of the things you have to figure out to ensure the business is solid and sustainable. So I actually think you can do this without an investor, and I actually think you should. Because I think if you do, you'll build a much more sustainable business. I'm going to say that I'm out, but I wish you the very best.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Good luck, Jay.
Thanks,
Thank you
Jay.
very much.
Nice to see you.
Sadly for Jay, she departs the den without a deal.
I think you're going to clean up.
Good one.
But she walks away with plenty of positives upon which to reflect.
I think there's always a level of disappointment when you don't get investment, but how can I be disappointed when they believe so strongly in me and they believe in the business?
Hello, my name is Francisco Jimenez. I live in London and I'm originally from Mexico City. Our product is the biggest innovation in the hairdressing world since the hairdryer.
It's paint.
It's hair dye, no?
It's mixing paints to create new colours.
I think it looks hair dye-ish.
Well, they can match my hair.
I'm not sure there's much can be done with that, to be fair.
Our business is pursuing a very large opportunity in a very large industry. So obviously our ask is high, but we believe that this will be a billion-dollar company. Hello, Dragons. My name is Francisco Jimenez, and I am the CEO and founder of You Beauty. Let me get you started by imagining the following. You are a hairdresser in the salon, and your client just showed up. And then you have to prepare her perfect hair color formula. This is what Juve is going to solve. How it works is you will log in, find your client, put the ball in the hair color device, and start dispensing your hair color for your client.
Very light blonde violet. She's got good hair, that client.
That's amazing.
Great hair choice, yeah.
So before you are actually laughing or thinking, what am I hearing about a bald guy telling me about a hair color business? Let me tell you that this is my second beauty tech company in hair color. And the first one I successfully sold for more than 200 million.
Oh.
Francisco, I'd like to make you an offer. I'll offer you all of the money you're about to ask me for the percentage that you want.
So let me tell you about you. It helps eliminate the waste that happens in the salon where the hairdresser has to open multiple tubes of color to mix color for a single client. But it is a lot more than just a dispensing device. It actually saves automatically all of your formula creations for your clients, keeping their hair color history. It actually tracks all of the inventory that you have been using, and it automatically restocks you so that you don't have to worry about ordering. To tell you about the business model is quite straightforward. It's very similar to that of the printer and ink business model, where we are not selling the hair color device. We really are selling the proprietary hair color that goes inside our system. You, as a salon, will pay £49 per month to lease all of the equipment. And then on top of that, you pay for the hair color that you actually use as you use it. To put it in perspective, a salon of 4 to 5 hairdressers can use between £800 to £1,000 in hair color per month, and we have an operating margin of 55%. So a salon that uses you should contribute about £500 per month in profit. We have a couple of patents. We have been working in this for 3 years. We just launched, literally just launched. We have already a waiting list of about 500 salons. So I am here requesting an investment of £250,000 for 1% of the company.
1%.
Thank you for your consideration.
A tech platform intended to revolutionize the way professional hairstylists apply color is the brainchild of Francisco Jimenez.
Well done. Great pitch.
Thank you.
Francisco is seeking £250,000 in return for a 1% stake in his business.
I think Peter was only half joking there. I actually thought he was going to get up and shake your hand on an offer.
News of the entrepreneur's previous success appears to have softened up Peter Jones. But can Francisco convince the Dragons that his current enterprise has similar potential?
Francisco, going back to what you said about you give these to the salons and they pay a rent, was it
£49 per
month? Just for the equipment?
Just for the equipment. That includes the iPad.
Yeah, and what does all that cost you?
So the unit economics for us is that right now with low volumes, we're paying £600 per device.
So it pays for itself over a year, say.
Yeah.
Now, so the actual dye, now I'm assuming that you are challenging the big dye companies, or are you buying this directly wholesale in bulk from the companies?
No, we engineer our own formulas. We work with a lab in Switzerland that specializes only in hair color formulation.
Right.
And that's where the business is, like doing it, buying the product, but the highest quality. So,
fine. So I have a salon, and I'm buying Clarion or whatever the dye stuff is, like for like. What would your price be?
Like gram by gram, our product costs the same as the top luxury color, professional color in our category. But with our system, we're reducing so much waste that you as a salon owner should see savings of whatever you're spending today. Because think about it, if you're in the salon, a hairdresser will normally open 2 tubes of color to create a mix. There's a really good chance that the second part of that tube of color doesn't get used and goes to waste.
Right.
So then we can be quality, but you get to save money.
Francisco, I'm a woman of a certain age. I dye my hair pretty consistently, but I'm extremely brand loyal. And it's my understanding that most incredible stylists and even certain salons they have an affiliation with a certain brand. So are you seeing any kind of pushback so far?
Obviously, there's legacy of the people who may be with brand A or B, and then they're training that system. So there's a little bit of friction, but I will have to say, when they see this, they get it.
That's the incentive. The machine is the
But
incentive.
that's the entry
the hardware is the incentive.
That's the incentive to get them started. And then after that, then they want to test and make sure that it works. And just about every single demo that we have done to the people that have requested one have switched.
So you're not getting a lot of resistance?
No, but quite honestly, I'm not.
Francisco, Have you got revenue forecasts for the next couple of years?
Yeah, so for this year, we should be doing slightly shy of like £1 million. And then next year, we should do about 6 million.
You said your previous business was acquired for $200 million?
Euros, yeah.
Euros, okay. So presumably you can fund this business yourself?
I have invested significantly into this.
Yeah.
But I have 2 funds that are partners with me in this journey.
And how much have they invested in total?
So the total amount of investment into the business is north of £5 million.
And in terms of the capital you've raised, are you raising more money?
I'm raising more money. So obviously, like this is part of a larger fundraising effort.
How much?
So we're raising 4 million in total.
Okay. And how much of that have you raised already?
We are 3/4 of the way through.
There's £1 million left in this
Yeah.
round? Okay. And who are those investors? What kind of investors?
So I have a couple of high net worth individuals that have a connection to the beauty industry as well. And then the existing investors are participating.
And they've all invested at a pre-money valuation of 25 million?
Yes, that's part of the round. It's really like having more smart people working and being my partners that make it successful.
You're the smart one asking for 250 for 1%. Look, I think you're great. However, if I have to stick to my true rules, I don't get out of bed for 1%.
Yeah, I get it.
So for that reason, I'm out.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the honest feedback.
Francisco, you're very, very good, but you don't need any of us to tell you that. You know that, you've got a proven track record, you've put your own money, you've just got everything going for you. And I'm guessing the offer that's on the table is kind of like, this is what I'm offering, are you in or are you out?
Quite honestly, it is the case because most of the people who are participating in the round have been the previous investors, and then the ones who like helped me from the beginning have believed in this since I said, hey, like, are you willing to come with me on this ride? I cannot feel that I could shortchange them.
Because you believe all investors are created equal.
No, but everyone's money, and then they will ruin my relationship with the other investors, and it just creates a nightmare if it doesn't happen like that.
It's fine, I'm in.
Oh, wow.
I'd be in on this. And I understand it's just a small little seat on a big bus, but I tell you what, it's a good bus to be on, isn't it?
Oh.
So yeah, I would give you all that money, the $250,000 for 1%.
I'm very flattered.
Francisco, I just don't think that I can do a better deal for you than Sarah's done here. I would happily give you the 250 grand, but I wouldn't do it for 1%. I'd need 3% of the business. So I'm just going to be really honest with you, because I think what you're doing is great, but
So
I
is
have
that
the
an offer?
opposite. That's an offer. I mean, it's a straight offer. I'd do 250 grand for 3%. Having said that, my experience, and I've raised a lot of money, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, and not all of my investors are created equal.
No.
There are some that are more useful, depending on the stage that I'm at. And that's not about being disrespectful to anybody on your cap table. It's just that different people are good at different times. So I'd give you that offer. You have a different offer right next to me, and I'm sure you'll get something else. But you know where I stand, at least at this point.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to you.
And Francisco, do you know what? I could not have described that better than Emma, because I made you an offer before I even knew how much you wanted and what equity you wanted, right? So I'm going to keep to my honour there and keep that offer.
Oh.
So my offer is there with a slight tweak.
Okay. Great.
And my tweak comes in the form of advisory shares, to Emma's point, because I think that that is so true. Not everybody is equal on that cap table when you look through it. You do always and often get avengers in investors, and I feel that I'm also one of those. So I want 3% advisory shares. And the benefit of that is that you can keep your cap table without offending anybody at that 1%, and nobody gets diluted. The only person that dilutes is you, because you believe in the value of having me. So that's my offer.
Thank you.
1% plus 3% advisory. So you're at 4%.
Yes.
So you're at 4, Emma's at 3.
Francisco, I think you're great, and I love the vision. It doesn't bother me whether it's a smaller percentage, because if you've got a business that you expect is going to really, really gun it, then, you know, that's a great thing to be part of. So I am going to make you an offer.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to offer you all of the money. I want 2% of the business.
Oh. Thank you very much.
Just Stephen left.
I'm going to do something that I don't typically do. I like to park myself above the other dragons when I make an offer, typically. But I actually believe that if you took an offer today that was outside of this ask, it probably wouldn't happen. It would annoy too much of the people that have supported you on the journey you've been on. So I've sat here. The reason I've paused is because I've come to a point where I realise that the offer is the offer. And you are so fantastic that I am going to give you that. I'm going to give you the 250K for 1% of the business.
Yeah, that's really, really rewarding. I mean, this is really overwhelming. It's been a surreal experience, to be quite honest. And now, definitely on Sarah and Stephen, like you offer, like it is why I came here asking. So what can I say?
You want to raise $1 million, don't you?
I want to raise $1 million, but I'm very fixed about the valuation for the reasons what I said.
But you could always accept those two offers at $250,000 for 1% each, and then you will get $500,000 for 2%.
Yeah. I'm happy to accept both offers because there's still room in the round.
Absolutely. I had a feeling that's the only way I was getting on the journey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you so much. It's like wonderful. Thank you, everyone.
You deserve it. You really do.
So you've raised $500,000?
Yes.
Wow!
An historic outcome for Francisco,
Thank you.
who earns his place in the Dragon's Den Hall of Fame, leaving the den with a cool £500,000.
I couldn't be more thrilled about it. What can I say? It's unbelievable.
And a duo of dragons that can help him build a business even more successful than his last.
Isn't that the biggest investment ever on Dragon's Den?
Yeah, biggest deal in the den, $500,000. It is just like this coffee machine that mixes colour, though. It's not that special.
Can you feel that, Chalice?
I can feel that, yeah.
Next time.
I've got quite a huge level of humility.
The irony of saying I've got a huge level of humility.
So what do you say? On Dragon's Den, let's go.
Tuka, go on.
Go on.
Come on.
That's your new slogan. I do get out of bed for 1%.
Like she's broken the curse.
Could you be due compensation from missold car finance? The Martin Lewis podcast on BBC Sounds has the latest. Hear unsuspecting faithfuls about to be taught a lesson. The Celebrity Traitors coming next on BBC One.